My experience with Paramore has been mixed at best. They were a rock band with singles like Misery Business, Crash, and even though I enjoyed them quite a bit back then, now looking back on them, I don't think they've exactly aged all too well, although they still have quite a bit of energy, quite a bit of, passion there. It's fair to say I didn't exactly sustain my interest in Paramore up until this point, until they released a single this year called Hard Times, and I loved it. A very much needed change in direction for Paramore. Hard Times was a synth pop song. Yep, synth pop, exactly. Kind of taking influence from the 80s, but actually bringing it to the present and making it fresh, making it modern, with great, colourful, vibrant production, very shiny, very bright, and I just found it so catchy. But the thing is, After Laughter isn't Paramore's first shift towards a poppier sound, because their self-titled album quite a while ago had that. However, I do think After Laughter is a far better pop record because it's just, I just think there's a lot of improvements, like, everywhere in terms of songwriting, as well as a very direct focus on a certain theme running throughout the entire record, which is kind of, well, I wouldn't say exactly, directly depression, although that definitely is a part of it. A lot of songs here are more talking about the idea of someone, seeming on the outside to be very bright, like they have a sunny disposition, very happy, very smiley, but on the inside they might not be as satisfied as that. They might actually be mentally struggling, and Hayley Williams seems to bring that up a lot on this album with tracks like Fake Happy and Rose Colored Boy. I actually really like the track Rose Colored Boy, not just because of its very catchy opening, because it also kind of addresses the misunderstanding that a lot of people have towards depression and mental illness and just mental struggle in general. And a lot of these very heavy themes are kind of masked up with that synth pop production. A very fun, catchy song, but if you look into the lyrics, there's actually quite a lot of, heavy emotional themes there. Although it is definitely a catchy, fun pop record at its core, let's not forget that. But I think the thematic element with the lyrics and such actually compels me even more when it comes to this album. I actually noticed quite a lot of influence from Talking Heads even. A lot of the stuff here is quite funky. It does have its fair share of more emotionally intense moments, like the very beautiful interlude 26, which even though its Baroque pop influence might seem a little out of place on a synth pop record, I do think it's a genuinely gorgeous interlude on this album. Also, towards the very end, you have the track No Friend, which features yelled spoken word vocals from none other than Aaron from Me Without You. That was pretty cool. The turn-off point for a lot of people, though, was the fact that Aaron's vocals were just so low in the mix. But obviously, intentionally, it was supposed to kind of lure you in and kind of make you have to pick out what he's saying. And actually, when you do pick out what he's saying, it's actually a very interesting little monologue. A lot of references to Paramore's past work, but also definitely relates to the overarching theme of the record. I guess the thing is, I just kind of wish the vocals were a little higher, at least a little higher in the mix, because it's very hard to pick out what he's saying. I want to be able to hear what he's saying without having to use like a lyrics sheet or something. I guarantee you'll find some of the best pop tunes of the year on this thing. I can't help but give this thing an 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it that much.